In this video, let us see about applications of Bernoulli's equation. In the last video, we have seen about what is Bernoulli's equation. And in this video, we will see about applications of Bernoulli's equation. And Bernoulli's equation is P1 by W plus V1 square by 2G plus Z1 is equal to P2 by W plus V2 square by 2G plus Z2. So this is what Bernoulli's equation is. And let us see what are the major instruments for measuring fluid parameters. This question may be asked in objective type of a 1 mark question. So pitot tube, this is used to measure velocity of fluid. From this velocity we can measure discharge also at that cross section by multiplying the area at that cross section. Next, orifice meter. This is for discharge. Venturi meter, this is also for discharge. Nozzle meter, this is also for discharge. Rotometer, this is also for discharge. Elbow meter or bend meter, this is also for discharge. Pitot static tube, this is for velocity. And current meter, this is for velocity. So the velocities are pitot static tube, current meter and pitot tube, and remaining are for discharge. So let us see, the important ones are pitot tube, pitot static tube, venturi meter and orifice meter. We are going to see about these four in this video. The principle of a pitot tube, this pitot tube is for velocity. So the principle of this pitot tube is by making the velocity zero and increasing the pressure head, and we balance the energy equation, that is Bernoulli equation, and we find the velocity. So how does we find that? So the flow is in this way, and there is a piezometer. This is piezometer. Piezometer is used to measure the static pressure, and this is pitot tube. So in order to measure the velocity, here there will be liquid rising in this piezometer, and in this case this pitot tube, here let me say this is point 1 and this is the state 2, and the flow is in this direction, and when it comes to point 2 the velocity will be 0 at this point 2. Due to this velocity is 0, that energy which means the kinetic energy is converted into pressure energy, and due to conversion the liquid rises little more in this pitot tube because there is kinetic energy. The kinetic energy at 1 is converted to pressure energy at 2, so that the total energy here will be increased. The total pressure energy here will be increased. Let me say this is some H. This is H1. This is H2. And this is dynamic one, HD. So how to measure the velocity? We know that by Bernoulli's equation, P1 by W plus V1 square by 2G plus Z1 is equal to P2 by W plus V2 square by 2G plus Z2. We can see here 1 and 2 are at a same level from any datum. So Z1, Z2 are equal, so both gets cancelled. And at point 2 the velocity is 0, so this will be 0. So the remaining equation is P1 by W plus V1 square by 2G is equal to P2 by W. From this we can find V1 square by 2G is equal to P2 minus P1 by W. So P2 by W is this is not H1, this is not H2, it is from this point to this position. This is H1 and H2 is from the center. So P2 by W minus P1 by W. P2 by W is P is equal to WH. So P by W is H. So how much the liquid is raised in the piezometer? It is H1. So V1 square by 2G is equal to H1 minus P1 by So P2 by W is this H2, and P1 by W is H1. So H2 minus H1 gives us HD. So V1 square by 2G is equal to HD. V1 square is equal to under root 2G HD. Sorry, this is V1. V1 is equal to under root 2G HD. So this is what velocity at this point 1. So this is how we measure velocity with the pitot tube. This H2 is called as H stagnation. So this is stagnation pressure. What is stagnation pressure? Stagnation point is a point where the velocity becomes 0. So the point where the velocity is becoming 0, at that point the pressure is called as stagnation pressure. So H2 is equal to H stagnation, which is equal to H static pressure plus dynamic pressure. So static pressure head plus dynamic pressure head gives us stagnation pressure. Sometimes it is filled with mercury. The tube is filled with manometric fluid. Then how to measure the velocity in case of that one? So in first case, only the fluid which was flowing is used, but sometimes the fluid may rise to a very high level, so we cannot construct that. So we cannot construct that tubes to that high. So we are using a manometric fluid to measure the pressure difference. In this case, here the static pressure will be, let me say, up to this point. The static pressure is up to this point. And here the pressure is more, since the velocity is converting into pressure energy, the kinetic energy is converting into pressure energy. At this point 2, the velocity will be 0 and pressure will be more. So it pushes the manometric fluid downwards than this first point. So this is H1 and this is H2. So there is manometric liquid in this. Manometric liquid is in this red color, and there is the flowing fluid in this tube. So how to find the velocity? Similar to this, P1 by W plus V1 square by 2G is equal to P2 by W. So here, this is the Bernoulli's equation. V1 square by 2G is equal to P2 by W minus P1 by W. In the first case, directly we can write H2 minus H1, and that was the difference between the piezometric height and pitot tube height. So, but in this case, there is a manometric fluid of density rho m. So how to calculate in terms of this? We know that in the calculation of manometer problems, we have seen the pressure difference, how to calculate the pressure difference. In this also, let me say, here the pressure is P2, and the fluid, as we go deep into this, we need to add rho GH. So rho of the fluid, G into the height is H2. Next, we have reached this point. From here to here we can jump, and let me say this is height HM. So the difference between the manometric levels is HM. So we have jumped to here, and we are going upwards. So minus rho m G HM. We have reached this point, and we need to reach this first point. So going up, so minus rho G H1. So we have reached up to this point, and here the pressure is P1. So minus P1 is equal to 0. So P2 minus P1 is equal to rho m G Hm plus rho G H1 and minus rho G H2. So from this, rho m G Hm plus rho rho g h1 minus h2. So rho m g hm plus rho g into h1 minus h2. So that is h1 h2 minus h1 is hm. So h1 minus h2 is minus hm. So we can write here P2 minus P1 is equal to rho m g hm minus rho g hm. So what do we need? P1 minus P2 minus P1 by W. We need this V1 square by 2G is equal to P2 by W minus P1 by W. So dividing it with rho G, so we get rho m G hm by rho G minus rho G hm divided by rho G. So G gets cancelled. Here rho G gets cancelled. From this, P2 minus P1 by W is equal to, taking hm common, so rho m by rho minus 1. So this we are indicating it with h. So h is equal to hm into rho m by rho minus 1. This can also be represented as hm into Sm by S naught minus 1. Sm by S minus 1. So we have got from this V1 is equal to under root 2gh. So under root 2g, what is h? hm into Sm by S naught, so Sm by S minus 1. So what is S here? S is specific gravity. Specific gravity is rho m by rho w. So manometric density divided by water density, that is Sm. Manometric density, density of fluid by density of water, that is S, just simply S, specific gravity. So rho w gets cancelled if you substitute this, and we will be getting this. So remember this. That's how we need to calculate. Next is pitot static tube. In the pitot tube, we have used 2 tubes. In pitot static tube, with a single instrument, we can measure the velocity. So how to measure in this one is, so flow is in this way, in this direction. Pitot static tube consists of inside tube and outside tube. Inside and also outside. The inside one measures the, here there is 0.2. Here this is 0.1. So the fluid, let me take another color. The fluid entering from here is static pressure. From here there are holes present on the outside inside tube, and the fluid enters in this outside tube, and this is the static pressure. This measures the static pressure. So the fluid that is entering inside tube, with inside tube, so that is stagnation pressure. That indicates the stagnation pressure. Since the velocity is reaching 0 here, that will be stagnation. But from point 1, that is static pressure, and from point 2, that is stagnation pressure. So let me say up to here it is reaching, and let me say this is manometric fluid. This is, and I am saying this hm, manometric difference between manometric heights. So this is h1 and this is h2. So the velocity is v1 is equal to under root 2gh. So under root 2g into, same formula can be used, hm into Sm by S minus 1. Simple. So same formula for pitot-static tube also, but the measuring is different. Next is venturimeter. This venturimeter is used to measure the discharge. So the construction is in this way. This is convergent cone. This is divergent cone. And this is the middle part is throat. Sometimes the questions may be asked in this way. So what is the angle of convergent cone? That is in the range of 21 degrees. This angle is 21 degrees. And this is divergent cone is in the range of 15 degrees. So you can remember approximate values. The pipe diameter is D. Here also at exit also pipe diameter is D. And throat diameter is small d. Throat diameter is small d. And what are the dimensions? So, and here the section is, here there is first section and the second section is at the throat. So this is 2, 2. We know that as pressure increases, pressure energy increases, kinetic energy decreases. Kinetic energy increases, pressure energy decreases. That is about the Bernoulli's law. Here, discharge is equal to A1 V1, which is equal to A2 V2. We can see from here that A1 is more, so V1 will be less. If A2 is here, A2 is less, V2 will be more. So from this we can say that if V1 is this V1 is less, then P1 will be more than P2. So P1 will be more, P2 will be less. Since velocity is high at this section 2, pressure will be less. So here pressure will be more in P1 and the static pressure will be less at P2. So it will be at a higher level. And this is the manometric fluid. And I am saying that this height is HM, difference between those levels. So how to find the discharge in case of venturimeter? Discharge is given by Q is equal to A1 A2 under root 2GH divided by under root of A1 square minus A2 square. This is the theoretical discharge that we calculated from these formulas. That is theoretical discharge, and actual discharge is equal to coefficient of discharge into U theoretical. So the CD for venturimeter is equal to this varies from 0.96 to 0.98. So 0.96 to 0.98, the value of CD will be present. And what is H here? H is equal to HM into Sm by S minus 1. So that is the value of H. In this case also, so this is theoretical one. V actual will be coefficient of velocity into root 2GH. So in venturimeter also, that actual velocity will be multiplication with coefficient of discharge. And next is orifice meter. This orifice meter is also used to measure the discharge. So how to measure the discharge in this is the first section 1 1, and this is 0 or not, and this is section 2 2. So the fluid flows in orifice meter in such a way. This orifice is this one. This is orifice. What is orifice? It is a cylindrical concentric circular shape. It looks in this way. So in 3D it will be. So ignore my diagram. Please understand that it is in 3D. So the flow will be approaching in this way. So, and exiting in this way. So we can see here that the minimum area of flow is at vena contracta. This section 2.2 is called vena contracta. So at that section, the area of flow will be minimum. So the formula for measuring discharge in orifice meter is Q is equal to A1 A2 into under root 2GH divided by under root of A1 square minus A2 square. Same formula can be used, but here in this case orifice meter, A2 is replaced with A0. So A2 is replaced with A0. So this is the theoretical velocity. What is actual velocity? Actual velocity is equal to A1 A0 under root 2GH divided by A1 square minus A0 square into CD, coefficient of discharge. Sometimes the area of vena contracta is given. So what should be used? So there is coefficient of contraction. Coefficient of contraction can be used. Coefficient of contraction is equal to A2 divided by A0. Area at section 2 divided by area at section 0, A0. So this CC will be given in the question, and this CD is equal to, this value ranges from 0.65 to 0.68. So this is how we need to measure the discharges and velocities. So these are the important instruments that may be asked in GATE and ESE. So solve problems on this, and in the next video let us see some examples in the next video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.